All right, welcome, y'all. Welcome to another episode. We're still talking about how to write the right book the first time and doing it for the writing the book for the right reason. In today's conversation, we're talking about 3 mistakes that beginning authors must avoid when they're writing the book. You see, what I continue to hear from authors when I first get the conversation with them, and I'm going to talk about 2 of them in particular. But what I hear from them is that they have these ideas about what they want to do with the book, and they've already been writing. They got these things they've already got laid out, and they have not followed a process to help them get in the right frame of mind to write the right book for the right reason. So I'm going to give you not only those 3 mistakes to avoid, but then how to avoid them using the signature book writing formula. Yeah, my name is Arlando Fortune. I'm a high performance strategist and a book consultant. And I specialize in helping entrepreneurs and professionals to write books that bring them in more leads, to build multiple streams of income, and get them booked on more stages. And if that's what you want to do, today's conversation is going to help you do that from the very beginning. So here's the thing, y'all. You want to write this down for your notes. The first thing you want to write down for your notes is this: have a clear intent before you craft your content. I'm going to say that again. Write this in your notes. Have a clear intent before you craft your content. See, here's what I mean. You got to do things in a particular order so that it makes and do them so that it make logical sense. See, there's certain things that people are doing when they start writing their book, and it's kind of like putting the cart before the horse. See, you put the cart before the horse, and of course, you're not going to be calling anything at all. So we have to put the horse in front of the cart and get your stuff where you want to go, carry your audience to where you want them to go, to bring your package to its intended destination. So you must define that destination and know who you're going to be selling your products to, and also craft everything in such a way that it gives them what they need and you get what you need in return. So here's the two people that I want to talk about in particular. That most recent people I've spoken to as far as getting their book done. Now, both of these authors came to me with clear ideas of what they wanted to write about. In fact, both of them have written the majority of their book. Over 80% of the book they had already written. Not only that, but they'd also already had their cover created, and they were so enamored with their cover because it came to them as a flash of insight. And this is the perfect one. This is the cover that God wants me to do. And maybe it is, maybe it isn't, maybe it wasn't intended for this book. Now, the one author, as we got to working together, she says she came with the idea of having an open mind and saying, what do I need to do to write the right book and write it the right way? And as we went through the steps together, she kept the same title, but we completely changed the cover. We completely changed the way her book was organized. And we only did that because we defined who she was writing for. Because she had this book that she wanted to write because of people saying, I need to write, you need to write a book. I want to hear that book. I want to hear the book and read the book that you write about your life and the processes and things you've gone through and how you overcome them. Now, the next author, she has the same position. She's written the whole book, most of the book, and she has this cover she wants to use, she's in love with. Matter of fact, she told me, I am not changing my cover. And the thing about this is that when you have not defined certain things, not looked at the market and seen what's selling right now so that your book can be fit in with what people are looking for, when you have not defined exactly who you're writing to, so you're just kind of writing to get stuff off your heart because you feel like this is what you need to do, when you haven't done these things, you're causing problems. And because of that, her book sales will probably suffer unless she's a straight hustler and she gets lucky. Now, what I really want you to look at is this. There's a process that I take my clients through that helps them go through and write the right book for the right reason. I call it the signature book profit formula. I'm going to show you what that is because there are steps to this, right? There's steps to the process, and signature is the acronym. First thing you're going to do is set up. You got to start saying how you're going to write, how you're going to get this book together, and where you're going to do it, right? How you're going to make this writing of your book a part of your life so you don't stop in the middle of it and make some commitments to get it done by a certain day. The I stands for intent. So the second step is about intent. This is about defining who your audience is, who's going to be the reader you want to write to, because you want to write your book to the person that's going to get you what you want. If you want to get on more stages, you need to write books that your event planners are looking for. They want to see a process. They want to see that you have proof that you know what you're doing, you've had success. So you want to write a book to them. If you're in sales, you want to write your book to the person who's going to buy your product. So you want to write to them and not talk about all your industry knowledge and all the stuff that you know about in your business, right? About the things that you have done in your business. They don't care about that. They want to know how you're going to help them in their life, and then you offer them an opportunity to buy your product or service. So you have to define your intent from the beginning and write to them and who your audience is. The G stands for gather. The gather is about gathering, getting all your information together, getting it out of your head. You got four brains that you're going to deal with. You're going to have your brain dump, you have your brain storm, your brain map, and then your brain prompts. That's how you write the right information the right way very quickly when you go to the next step, which is to narrow down. This is getting your outline together and planning it all out in a succinct way to deliver your message in a persuasive manner. You're having a sales conversation. You have to organize in such a way. The next step, you see this? We're all the way down here to step 5 before you start authoring your book. You write your book in step 5. And then the next step in your touch-up, that's when you go into and start editing the book to make it sound and be more persuasive, more cohesive, cutting stuff out, adding things, and make it strong and impactful, right? Then we get down to unique. How are you going to make your book unique? You see all the way down here in step 7 before we actually start doing the cover, right? And define and then getting clear about what your title is going to be. That's all the way down on step 7, not up here in the beginning. There's nothing wrong with doing in the beginning. We'll come back to that in a second. R stands for review. So when you review, you're going to have people look over. You have your audience, your advanced readers going to look over your book and give you some feedback. I like this. I don't like this. Doesn't make sense. Clean it up a little bit. E is for exhibit. This is when you're going to start putting your book on display so people can come buy it. Book stands for how you're going to start using your book to market to get those other multiple streams of income. How are you leveraging this book that you have on display and exhibiting to help you accomplish your goals that you define all the way in intent? You see, all this stuff up here helps you do all this on the bottom. You miss all this stuff up here, the booking portion is going to be much more difficult and not get you the results that you want. Do them in order. In order. The order like this is what you to remember. This is the signature book formula. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's the order to do them in, and it stands for signature book all the way around. If you do that in order, I guarantee you will write a book that will help you get your goals accomplished by continuing to get more leads, to build multiple streams of income, and to get you booked on more stages. Those 3 mistakes that I said, I'm going to touch on them real briefly right here. The first one is if you set yourself your mind up on your cover before you create your content, you're having a problem. You're putting a cart before the horse. So you want to use working titles and working covers if you must have them in the beginning, and you clean them up all the way down here in your 7th step, and you making it unique and finishing off. Number 2, the second mistake is you let people create contents before they define their ideal reader. Stop doing that. Now, you must know your audience beforehand and then write in their language. You got to, now they speak in my language, they speak in my language. You got to speak to the person in the language that they speak in and in a way that they understand it. You can't speak at your level of not expertise. You got to speak where they are and meet them where they are so they understand you, know they don't understand them, and they're more likely to like you and trust you about what you're saying and the services and suggestions that you're offering them. Number 3, the third mistake is you define your ideal reader before deciding how you want to get what you want to get to, how your book to serve you. So you don't want to define who you want your book for till you know how you want your book to serve you. Because then when you know how your book's going to serve you, then you turn around and say, well, who are the people who are going to give me what I want over here? And then once you know who the people are that you want to serve, then you turn around and say, all right, how do I create content for them to get me the thing that I want? Do them in the right order, following the signature book profit formula, it will get you there. Yeah, my name is Arlando Fortune, high performance strategist and book consultant. And then again, you're only one book away. And as I always say, you can be, you can do, you can have anything you want in this world. You've just got to believe. You can't live a life of no doubts, just blessings. And I will show you how. Y'all, we get in close here. We're getting close. For all my no doubt nation out there, all my no doubters, you know the mantra, and to say it loudly and do it proudly and make life happen every day. God bless. I'll talk to you next time.